How's it going, guys? It's Horror Lives On, aka Jonathan Lopez, back with another video today. I know I did one like earlier, or like two of them earlier, but um, no, there's one movie I want to review before that's right now because it's a really good movie that I'm going to be watching like the end of this week. Um, the movie I want to review today is a classic from 1973. It's the extended director's cut and the original theatrical version, and you know, it was disturbing when it came out, and it didn't make people scared, but kind of reevaluation. It's considered a classic now, but it is William Friedkin's The Exorcist, released in 1973. This is like the 40th anniversary set. I got this back in 2015 at Best Buy before it closed down, the one by the mall, which I missed. I was a senior in high school when that fucking thing closed down. Here's the actual cover. The Exorcist. Here's the actual cover. This is, it says Extended Director's Cut, an original theatrical version. The director's cut's 132 minutes, and the original theatrical version is 122 minutes. I prefer the theatrical cut. I prefer the extended version. The original version is rated R, and then the extended director's cut is rated R for strong language and disturbing images. Um, Celebrate 40 years of William Friedkin's masterpiece, more powerful than ever. So yeah, this is the Blu-ray. There's a little booklet right here, and there's a little case it came with. I'm not gonna talk about that. I want to talk about this one. Okay. Well, there's the disc right there. That's an old tattoo I got from a friend. And then, shit. Here's this, and here's a fucking bonus disc. I don't care about that shit. So what do I think of this movie? Fun fact. I saw this when I was 12 years old at my grandpa's house. I was spending the night. It was me and my brother, Zachary. He's younger than me. I was little. I was like 12. He was like 8. I was up one time. They showed this on TV. I think it was on AMC. And I was scared of this movie. I did not want to see this movie for years. Well, until we got the Fire Stick, the showbox. My dad downloaded this movie and The Omen, and I saw this movie and I liked it, and it became a favorite of mine. And ever since then, it's been a favorite of mine since. So yeah, that's a fun fact. My grandparents don't like movies like this, so my grandpa don't like movies like this because he has seen the real deal about demons and all that possession, so he don't like stuff like this. Now, he can do it hard, bloody slashers, creatures, but not stuff like this. This is a classic all its own. This was released in '73, but it is pretty disturbing for a movie that was released in '73. It had profanity. It had profanity for a movie from the '70s. But then again, Last House on the Left, which came out the year before in '72, which was directed by Wes Craven, had bad words and it had gore and violence and it had like girls and guts getting pulled out, which was people weren't ready for that at the time. People weren't ready for a movie like this with profanity, but I guess they wanted to make it shocking and disturbing, so that's why I guess they made it like that. And it is pretty disturbing. Like the girl, she's possessed and she starts jerking herself with the cross. Like she's like that with the cross, doing it on her. You know what? And it is pretty disturbing. There's blood involved. The actress who played the possessed girl, Linda Blair, she was not the same after this anymore, and this movie kind of messed her up. But yeah, this movie was considered the scariest movie ever made. I don't think it's the scariest movie ever made now. There's other movies that are scarier. Like Insidious is scarier than this, and that's a PG-13 rated movie. Insidious has some creepy ass scenes. This is just, this was based on a book, and then it was also based on a 1949 possession of a boy. Max von Sydow, the one who played Father Freeling in here, he actually died last year, I think in March. Yeah, March. So I watched it. To honor him. I watched it in his memory. He was like in his 40s at this time, but they put makeup on him to make him look older. And they made fun of this in a scary movie too, which is funny as hell. The pea soup, the throat was actually pea soup. When the stew up on him was actually pea soup. The priest dies. Both priests die. One of them dies of a heart attack. Another one gives himself up. When the demon possesses him, he jumps out the window to prevent him from harming her, the girl. He jumps out the window to his death and rolls down the street or the stairs. Yeah, it all starts because she read a Ouija board. She played with a Ouija board and she started reacting, started changing, started saying bad words and all that stuff. Yeah. The theme song "Tubular Bells" is pretty iconic. It's a classic. The theme song is pretty good. Um, we had this on VHS. I mean, it came out in. I mean, like I said, this movie was banned for 25 years, just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre that was banned for 25 years for being disturbing. But yeah, it's people's favorite now. It's one of my favorites. It's like my number 10. It's like my top 10 maybe. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. They made a sequel to this in '77, which I did not like at all. Exorcist to the Heretic. I hated that fucking movie. That was boring as hell. One of the worst sequels ever made. Exorcist 3 is actually the true sequel. They literally say it's actually the true sequel to this one. It ignores part 2, and it just basically picks up 17 years after this movie, which Exorcist 3 is really good. Other than that, the other ones suck. Like the Exorcist Dominion and the Exorcist Beginning, like all those suck. Exorcist 2 sucks. They had a box set on Blu-ray one time of this, but I didn't want to get it at the time because I was so scared of this movie at the time. At FYE, I found this at Best Buy. Closed in 2015, October 31st, 2015 is when Best Buy closed. I found this like the beginning of October, so pretty cool find. It was like $30, but I didn't care because I wanted it. This movie isn't as disturbing as people said it was. Like I said, it had some not so good movies, but this is still the best. This is like the first Jaws. This is basically like the first Jaws in the first cycle. Like this one's like great masterpiece. But I do like this movie. It's a classic. It's not for everyone. I get it. Like not everyone likes demon movies or possession movie. That's fine. But this is a classic. This is the most owned. I probably will be watching this end of the week. Not on Halloween, but like somewhere at the end of this week. Like I said, here's the booklet. I don't really care to read that, and here's the fucking case it came with. Yeah, they showed this on AMC. It's like 2 hours 45 minutes on TV because it has commercials. But yeah, a good choice. Another good choice to watch on Halloween. My criticism is this: it's got released December 26th, not 25th, but 26th, the day after Christmas, in theaters. In 1973, December 26th, basically the end of the year. Yeah, kind of weird, but at least they didn't release it on Christmas Day because they would have gotten backlash from religious groups. This movie did have an impact on the genre. It did make people throw up and all that. But it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. Love it. The movie got beat by Jaws 3 years later. 2 years later. But yes, this made over $400 million at the box office, which was freaking great. Still considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time. They want to remake this movie, and they might fuck it up. They are gonna fuck this movie up with that remake. Because the effects here are so great. The gore effects are good. Yeah, the gore effects are good, and then the makeup is really creepy. When the spider crawl happens, that's actually a dummy. And then when she turns her head all the way around, that was actually a dummy too. But yeah. And then Pazuzu the demon. Oh my god, freaky as hell. This would go with Rosemary's Baby and The Omen as devil children, as creepy children. But see, she was just possessed. Rosemary's Baby, they were just Satanists, and The Omen, well, he's the son of the devil. So, yeah. But this movie's a classic. I love it. Love it. Okay, guys. That was my look into The Exorcist. What do you guys think of that movie? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like I said, October is going to be ending, but that doesn't mean I won't be reviewing horror movies. My channel is literally called Horror Lives On. But yeah, I'll still be reviewing horror movies. I know in December, Christmas stuff comes out, I'll probably be reviewing some either Gremlins, Silent Night, Deadly Night, or Black Christmas, one of those. On Saturday is basically Halloween. On Saturday is Halloween, October 31st, so I don't think I'll be able to review Halloween. Because it might be later, it might be late at night, but I'll probably review it the day before. Hopefully, I'll probably review it the day before Halloween. So yeah, guys, have a happy Halloween. Stay safe. Enjoy your scary movies and all that. And voila. Signing off.